Right, sure, you've got your Green Gables farmhouse in Prince Edward Island. Thousands of fans of Little Anne flock there every year. But to me, the true cultural shrine on the East Coast, Sunnyvale Trailer Park, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, home to Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles, the Trailer Park Boys.
That's for a place to live. Here, I was gonna use this for a cottage, man, but take it. You can live in it.
Three of the funniest dudes to ever hit your TV. And here's the thing about the Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, they were getting high, yeah, and they were getting drunk, and sure, plenty of dust-ups with the law, but they also proved a Canadian television program could and perhaps should push boundaries and still be wildly successful. Trailer Park Boys was even a launch pad for future Oscar nominee Ellen Page.
You're not as bad as my dad says.
Yeah, well, your dad's a bit of an idiot.
But after 7 seasons on the air, 2 awesome movies, and a third on the way, the boys were looking to do something different, which is how this madness happened.
Can't talk! Someone's in danger! Must rescue them!
The Drunk and on Drugs Happy Fun Time Hour. And if you're wondering how they got that past the censors and onto TV, well, wait till you see what they're planning next.
I'm gonna ask you once, are ye funny or ain't ye?
Please welcome the cast of the Trailer Park Boys, Mike Smith, Robb Wells, Jamie Tremblay. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, man. How are you? Just squeeze in there. This is nice and tight, huh?
It's cozy.
I like that.
Just spilled water on me already.
It's going, bro.
It's the first time I've ever got to interview you guys where you weren't in character.
Yeah.
No, we're in character.
You're in character.
This is the first interview I've ever done with you where I can actually see you. I've never seen you before in this like this.
I watched it today. The Drunk and on Drugs, the Happy Fun Time. I laughed so. It's really great. Like, it's
Awesome.
really
Thank
funny.
you.
But it's
Excellent.
super ambitious. How many characters do you play?
About 33 between the three of us, 35, something like that.
It's almost like, and I mean this in the best possible way, it's unairable in a way. Right?
Yeah, we tend to forget that, you know, when we're making stuff for TV, we kind of don't censor ourselves, which is, it's good in a way.
Oh, it's one of the reasons we're starting our own internet channel, actually.
Yeah, you are, right?
Swearnet.com, just so we don't have to be censored
It's
anymore.
Swearnet. You have news, everybody be able to
Yeah,
swear,
it's like,
right?
it's called Swearnet. It's going to be like a real network with news, weather, sports, everything, but everybody on every show swears.
Dude.
The news anchor swears. You got to do something on that.
Dude, I keep swearing the way I do at 7 o'clock. That'll be my only job. We'll be on Swearnet, so thank you for starting it. I just want to play a clip. Let's just play another clip and watch this.
Yo, Dazzy D, man. Where does Sammy Bruto live, man? We gotta score chips and powder before he freezes his brain off. Sammy won't return our calls, man.
Oh, hey, caller, we're live on the air right now. You really should be using the private line. Reminds me of a song I used to know called Look for the Big Iron Gate off Gold Teeth Lane.
This is, okay, look, this is what, so first of all, blackface, Asian face, selling drugs on the radio station called CJY,
CJY.
all gay all the time, right?
All gay all the
like,
time.
You're doing all the things that people would say this country would never let you do. And you only get away with it because it's funny, but still, when you're writing this, do you think it's going to make it in the cut?
We do. Maybe we're delusional.
hoping,
We're
yeah.
hoping, but when we're writing stuff, you know, we just, if it's making us laugh, then we just sort of say, well, let's see what happens. Let's see if they'll put it on the air.
There is this idea, though, that it had to be validated elsewhere for it to work, Canadian work, ultimately. But your guys seems to have been able to push through. Why do you think that is?
When you strip away all the guns and drinking and craziness of Trailer Park Boys, if you strip out all drugs, kittens, strip away all the craziness, what you're left with is a show about, you know, people that love each other and have each other's backs and they stick together no matter what. And I think that's the chord that, you know, unconsciously resonates with people.
But it's also a show that the kids are watching with their parents. Like back when I was younger, I was watching Little House on the Prairie with my family. Now people are watching
like you
Trailer
wouldn't
Park
believe
Boys.
how many people we've met around the world where it's like, we just want to thank you for, you know, we're having trouble with our teenage kids and now we've all come back together and we watch TV together. Thank you.
Is that because parents are just so much cooler now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think,
I think.
That's some great stories like that. And also the troops, you know, when you hear that they get to leave their world for 20 minutes and watch an episode while they're over there, it means a lot.
We met
to
some
us, too.
troops that were in Afghanistan, and they told us, you know, they come up and it was really crazy because the guy was, you know, he was actually tearing up, and he's like, I just want to thank you guys because, you know, we're dug in foxholes over there for hours, and the only thing that gets us through is we each pick a character and we reenact scenes from Trailer Park Boys.
And so when you realize it's going to have an impact, what you were able to do is surprise people with how you cast it. This is a moment when Rita was on our show.
Frankie, you're forcing Rita McNeil and her band to harvest dope at gunpoint. You could be a little bit nicer, you know. We could be a little bit faster. Stop being such a dick. Sorry.
Here's a nice one here, dear.
The language is a little bit different than some of
It's different, but nothing I haven't heard.
And she was just so into it. Were you just like throwing it out, go, we got to get Rita McNeil in? Is that how it happened?
Yeah, I think it was Mike, right?
It was Mike, yeah.
Mike Clattenburg, I think his wife at the time worked with her, and he brought her in, and it was just, I mean, wow.
She was such a good sport.
It was so hard to swear around her, though.
She's taking a big weed. The first time she hauled up that weed plant, this is a nice one, dear. It's pretty
It's so
awesome.
ridiculous. It was hard to stay in character, actually.
Yeah.
Stick around more with the cast of the Trailer Park Boys after this. All right, up next, Bubbles and Axl Rose out on tour. So I think we should update our apocalypse calendars accordingly. Robb and JP Tremblay, cast of the Trailer Park Boys. This is the wildest thing that Bubbles plays with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, that's pretty weird, I got to admit. That came about in a strange way, and I ended up going on tour. I was supposed to go to a couple shows, and I ended up staying with them for almost 3 months. I went to Australia and New Zealand and Japan.
But think of what you just said.
Oh, I know.
Right? How did you get to know Axl Rose to a point where he's like, just come on, man?
We met him through Sebastian Bach, because Sebastian was on season 7 of Trailer Park Boys, and he was opening for Guns N' Roses, so we went and we met Axl, and we just, I don't know, me and him just hit it off, and I ended up, you know, three months. I played a lot of shows with them and played at Budokan in Japan.
Is there an area of comedy that you haven't mined yet that you want to go to?
Yeah. We're mining. We got the mining equipment set up at Swearnet right now. We're going to be mining some stuff we've never done there.
Lots of things coming down the pipe.
Well, you know, the renovation shows are very popular. And I had a big incident with my house, and it needed to be fixed. So we're doing a show about it called My House is
But most people can relate. What other shows?
Mike Holmes is
I want to get Mike Holmes on. If he's watching this, I want Mike Holmes to come on My House. Give me some pointers.
What else?
We're going to do a show like, you know, World's Wildest Police Videos where users send in. We're doing one called World's Biggest F***heads. where you just, you know, if you got footage of your buddy being an idiot, you just send it to us.
But it calls out the obvious, right? Which is that on TV, no matter how real nonfiction TV tries to be, they don't actually speak the language that regular people speak.
Exactly. People swear. So
yeah.
Exactly.
It's
no
amazing.
matter how real you try to make it, if you want it to be real, you need to be able to talk the way we're talking right now, freely and swear, because people swear.
Well, you're not really
You guys all
right?
swear, right?
You haven't been swearing much at all, though.
No, I didn't know I was allowed until just now.
You should have told us.
Drunk and on Drugs, happy Funtime Hour. Mike Smith, Robb Wells, JP Tremblay. The cast of the Trailer Park Boys, everybody. We'll be right back.